First off, condolences obviously to the Gibbs family. The passing of Coy Gibbs, that is obviously not the news, and like in his sleep too, which is just like you go to sleep and then you don't wake up, and that is a scary feeling. Like just thinking that can happen. You go to sleep and you don't wake up. So, condolences to them, prayers to the family, all the Gibbs family. I know Joe has lost a son before, so that is tough. And yeah, that kind of like ruins the mood of the whole video and the championship race and the day. But does that really matter? Like I don't think so. So I think there are bigger things in life. So hopefully, the whole Gibbs family, the whole Gibbs organization. I mean, Coy was a very big part of the whole Gibbs organization, so it affects a lot of people. And I wish them all the best, and hopefully they will get through the tough time. It's really all I can say about that. And now I'm gonna have to try and joke around and make jokes and talk about the race and stuff, but I think we all wanted to touch on it, the serious stuff first. Let's talk about the championship race. It was, can I be positive about it? I don't know. To me, guys, I didn't have a good time with this one. I was at the championship race last year, and I thought the first, I thought the majority of that race was also pretty subpar until, the pit stops kind of changed everything. But I didn't watch that race on TV. I was obviously at the race. At this time watching on TV, this one was more about the competitors, not really the race, like the style of racing. I thought the car was fine. I thought the racing was okay. It is what it is. I just thought the situation with the competitors and how the championship 4 played out, personally, I just didn't like it. And it just goes to show, again, I've said this ever since its inauguration, I don't agree with this being decided in one race. Don't give me your Super Bowl comparisons. Don't give me your Game 7 comparisons. Don't give me any of your stupid stick and ball comparisons. I don't care, so don't give it to me. It's also not me being negative. I'm just being consistent. I've said this since day one. You will not find a video of me praising the one race championship, race situation. It just does. I don't agree with it. I don't care who wins. I don't care really what happens. I don't agree with a one race championship. And so, because of the championship race, I feel like today is a good day to talk about that. Again, it's not being negative or that. It's just I watched this entire season. I did not miss a single race, including the Texas races. I did not miss a race. I watched the whole season, and I watch, expecting essentially everything to lead up to this race. The whole point of this format is it has to lead up to this race, and you go one race, win a championship, and it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't. I despise the win and you're in the regular season, and then I despise having to basically have a 1 in 4 chance in the final race, which neglects everything you did in the first 35 races. I will never agree with it, and today was the perfect example. Not because Joey Logano dominated. To be fair, Joey Logano didn't dominate. There was a portion of that race from like 130 laps to go to 50 to go where Logano was not leading. He was not even in second. He was in third and fourth and stuff. So it's not because one guy dominated and make it boring. It's just that you are putting too much of an emphasis on one race, a normal race at a normal racetrack, Phoenix. Like, it's not going to change if you change the racetrack. You have 36 races in a season. All 36 should count for something, and I don't believe they do. I do believe you can have playoffs, or, you want to Americanize everything, you can name it playoffs. I do believe that. I believe you can have some sort of exciting format to manufacture drama, but I think this entire, in my opinion, I mentioned it, a little bit throughout each race review, throughout the whole playoffs. I said, I don't feel the excitement in this. Like, I don't feel the intensity in these playoffs. You got one awesome moment with Ross Chastain rim riding the wall and getting his way in that way. That was legendary. And to be fair, you don't get that moment if you don't have a one race championship chase, technically. So it's a question of, is that one moment or those moments worth all of it? And to me, no. I'd rather have a sporting competition for a championship decided over the course of a season or multiple races. That's just what I believe. I don't have a solution for it, like go back to a 10 race chase. Obviously I'm never going to say go back to a regular season only championship. The season's too long. I don't agree with that. I think you do need to have some version of a playoff, but deciding this thing in one race is not for me. I think you got to change it. My stance will not change on that, guys. You can comment down below, let me know what you think, but you guys know me, it's not going to change. I will not change my stance on that. I just don't really know the solution yet, because no matter what, if you're going to have a playoff, there's going to be eliminations, but I just don't want this coming down to one final race. That's all I want. I want consistency to matter and stuff like that. Now, let's talk about the champion, Joey Logano. To be fair, I said it. He was awesome the whole playoffs. He's a deserving champion. Nothing against him. Congratulations to Logano. He's now a 2-time champion. Fully deserves it in the format. He struggled a little bit in the regular season. He was not that great, but during the whole playoffs, I think he was fantastic, honestly. I think he was quietly just going about his business. Usually with Logano, he's, pissing someone off or driving aggressive or whatever, but this version of Logano, just a little bit older, in a great point of his life, family, off the track, on the track. He's secure at Penske. He's now the lead dog. Like when Keselowski left, you could always say it was Keselowski and Logano, but now it is Logano's team. Blaney's still a little bit young, and obviously Cindric was his first season, so it's his team. He was completely settled, and it showed. It showed in how he drove. It showed in how the team and him performed. Fully deserved. I have nothing bad to say about Joey Logano. Only great positive things to say. They did the job in the first race of the round of 8. He could go on vacation. The crew chief could focus fully on the car for Phoenix. He had the best car at Phoenix, which he should have when you have that amount of time to prepare for it. And, luckily for him, nothing insane really happened. Usually there's late race caution or something crazy could happen, a bad pit stop. We saw that with Christopher Bell in the final pit stop, where he was only one spot behind Logano coming into the pit stops, and then he gets basically a 15-second stop because of a freak issue on the stop, and he had no chance. He basically had to restart in 19th. So that didn't happen to Logano. Chase Elliott was out of contention, obviously, because of him with a racing incident with Ross Chastain. We'll talk about that in a second. But so you eliminate Elliott, so you have 3 guys. One of them had a bad pit stop, so it's a 1v1 situation with Ross Chastain, and Chastain just couldn't get to him. It's that simple. And so the story of this race really, to me, was why this race didn't hit with me is that, again, like I said, it's about the competitors, the 4 championship competitors. They were never really racing against each other. Throughout the whole race, you weren't seeing that battle between a Logano or an Elliott and a Chastain, or Chastain and a Blaney, running second and third, trying to, battling for that position or something. That didn't happen the whole race. The whole race, it never happened. And so, that's why, if you're going to have this format and you're going to have this Game 7 manufactured moment, which, again, I will forever say they misunderstood the Game 7 meaning. Game 7s are special. They don't happen all the time. They're not supposed to happen every year in every series. It's not supposed to happen like that. So they misunderstood that. NASCAR always did. And this is what you get. You get just a boring championship race. Literally, Logano, Chastain, Elliott, and Bell. There was never a situation in the whole race where there's a crunch moment where they were battling each other. The closest we got to it was the end, where Chastain was still 2 seconds away, and NBC tried as hard as they could to hype that up. But Chastain was 2 seconds away for the whole run. He was never catching Logano. It was never going to happen. There was never a battle, even a side-by-side battle. I'm just talking about side-by-side. Nothing. It didn't happen. And so when you have this format, that's the risk you take. It's just a boring race. That's not memorable. I'm not going to remember this race. It is a boring, boring race. Well, I'm going to remember the 2022 playoffs being is Ross Chastain's Martinsville thing, which will probably never happen again. So that's cool, but this race, no. And so I'll keep saying it. I don't care how tired you guys get of me. I'll keep saying it. I don't want a one race championship. I want this thing decided just a little bit better than that. Whether it be, I don't know, you put 5 drivers in a 4 race chase or something after eliminations or whatever. Like, I don't know what it can be, because I don't think you can go back to the 10 race chase, even though I love that format, but you don't want to go back to that. And you don't want to do the regular season championship. I think you can come up with something new. Innovation. I'm down with that. Come up with something new that doesn't involve one race. That's all I ask. I don't care what it is. Just don't involve one race championship. That's all I ask. And yeah, that's my full thoughts of the race. I mean, we could talk about Ross Chastain and Chase Elliott, and I feel like there's not much to talk about here. It's a racing incident. It's that simple. Chase Elliott, was a little bit too late on his move because, again, you can't cross the track like that until you cross the start-finish line. Obviously, Elliott crosses the start-finish line before Chastain. So he had the option to cut like that as far as he could, and he should have probably guessed and known that Chastain, very aggressive driver, is going to really try and cut as low as he can. So as Elliott, what he should have done is cut as low as he can towards that inside pit wall. And he didn't do it. He was a little bit late, and he got turned. Chastain, yes, he could have checked up. But in modern day NASCAR, do I agree with it or not? I don't know. But in modern day NASCAR, you don't really care. You just don't check up. And if someone comes across your nose, they come across your nose, and that's it. That's modern day NASCAR. It is what it is. A lot of the older drivers don't race like that. I've seen many times Denny Hamlin and Truex and even Kyle Busch, they will cut you slack if you try doing that on them. But Chastain, he's very aggressive, doesn't do it. I have no problem with it. I'm just saying that's the style of racing. It is a racing incidente. It's a racing incident. That is it. There's nothing really to talk about that. I was very pleased to see that Elliott, he didn't know. Obviously, in the car, he doesn't see a video of it, so he didn't know. His team was telling him, like, he did nothing wrong. But luckily, I'm very happy he did not actually do anything when he was a lap down, 2 laps down, to ruin Ross Chastain's race, because it just wasn't worth it. Like Chastain didn't do something malicious. And I think Chase Elliott carries a championship persona about him. Even at a very young age, he's like 26. He is a very humble, well-raised person, and him like pulling a 2012 Jeff Gordon to someone that really didn't deserve it and knock him out of the championship would not really be the best thing to do. And I think that would have been really bad. So I'm happy he didn't do that and ruin that kind of championship battle there. So other than that, Christopher Bell had that bad pit stop. I felt like he could have done something. He was battling all day. He never had track position. I think if he ever had track position, I think if he got in front of Logano, maybe he would have been able to give Logano a fight. But the bad pit stop ruined everything. And that was that. And is there anything else to talk about? I mean, I guess we could talk about Ryan Blaney being an excellent teammate. He just didn't bother to pass Logano. He could have. He ran down Logano quick enough. I think he could have, but he didn't. He didn't want to. Hello, Sky. He didn't want to. I think that's the good move. Listen, I know he hasn't won. I know he hasn't won this season, but when your teammate's going for a championship, you help them. That's just my opinion. If I was running a team or how to make that decision, I would definitely implement team orders and say, Blaney, you block for Logano. You do not pass. Like, that's just. You're not racing for a championship. Your teammate is. It's that simple. I will, if there ever was a moment, I am implementing team orders. So I think Blaney could be very proud of himself. He didn't win. Doesn't matter. Come back next season. I'm sure you'll have a great season. You can win a few races. But what you did today was your job. Your job was to help your teammate win the championship, and he did. So very good for Penske Racing. Very good. For Logano, congratulations to him. Obviously, again, let's not make it lost here. prayers, everything, condolences, everything to the Gibbs family, to Joe Gibbs, to Ty Gibbs lost the father. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of things to say about Ty Gibbs, but the kid wins a championship and then he loses his father the next morning. Like, could you even imagine putting yourself in that situation? Like the highest of highs and literally the lowest of lows. You can't get much lower than losing your father. So, like, I've seen some stupid stuff on Twitter, like, about Ty Gibbs, and so I'm not going to go into that. But just the mature people, yeah, you guys know. So God bless to all of them. The season is over. No more race reviews. We'll be back in February for the Daytona 500. Jimmy Johnson will be racing in that one. That's going to be very cool. If he makes it in, he has to make it in. But yeah, we'll make some more, real life NASCAR videos, obviously, throughout the rest of this month and December and January leading up to the new season. Thank you guys, as always, for another solid NASCAR season. It was solid. Didn't really end on the highest of notes in terms of excitement, but it was a solid season. And so we'll be back next season for another race reviews and all that stuff. I don't think I missed a race review. Did I miss a race review, guys? I don't think I did. This might be one of the first times ever I reviewed every single race, but I can't guarantee that I did that. So you guys are going to have to let me know. I might have missed one, but I don't remember if I did. I don't remember. I think I got every single race. So hopefully I can do the same thing next year, get every single race done. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoy the video. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.